Okay, so welcome to the video. I'm going to walk you through how we're running our email system right now, how we're booking anywhere from 1 to 2 meetings per day through this exact system, and it works extremely well. It's a AI Loom email based system, so we're using AI Looms on a scale, and I'm going to show you exactly how we do it. So some of the results right here, you'll be able to see some of our metrics. So we're sending 250 emails every single month. We got 5 sales here. We were sending 3,300 emails here. We got 8 sales. Another one, 3,300, 12 sales. This is also for some of our clients. The craziest one is for one of the clients called Alex. We got him 61 meetings from literally 927 emails. You can see a 7% appointment booking rate, which is crazy, almost a 7%. And then here are the analytics for this month through this system that I was running. We have got 88 appointments and 81 shows. So you can see like these people, they are showing up. Of course, we have our own show up sequence, but they are showing up. That's the thing. Now you can see also some contacts here, also from this month. But the point is, this system works and it has worked for us. It works amazing. Now, the sequence, this is how the sequence is going to look like. You're going to send them the Loom video in the first email, so a personalized Loom video with their website in the background and a body copy. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do that right here in this SOP, and you're going to also get a worksheet how to do it on your own. So you're going to basically have this whole email system finished at the end of this video. Now you're going to send this main email with the Loom and the body copy, and then you're going to follow up 2 times if they don't positive reply or tell you to fuck off. So if they tell you to fuck off, you don't want to piss them off, so they don't report you to spam, and so you don't get flagged. But if they do positive reply or if they watch the Loom, which you'll be able to track directly through Loom, what you're going to do is follow up with them 8 times, which is quite a lot, but it works. It works really well. And that's, people are not going to just book after you send them the calendar. You're going to have to follow up a couple of times. And then once they're booked, either they can show up, which most of the time they will, or they can, ghost you. And then you're also going to follow up with them 8 times. You can do this through calling, if you have like a dialer, you can send them SMS, you can DM them, also email them. So you can just blast them from everywhere if they don't show up. That's what we do. Now, so the softwares what we're using right now, how do we actually record as personalized videos? Well, I'm going to show you the exact process in another video, but I'm just going to walk you through the softwares that we're currently using. So we're using Pitchlane to record these videos. There's also Weasley. So we have Pitchlane, we have Weasley, and we have Illumina.ai, right? So we have these 3 softwares for rendering the videos, and then we export them to Loom. And that's in Loom, we have the final videos that the prospect is going to be seeing, and we just copy the embed code and paste it to our CRM in Google Sheets. And then from that CRM, we paste it into Instantly. So we just upload it to Instantly. That's how we do it. And Instantly is used as the warm up and the sequencer, right? So we're sending the cold emails through there and we're also warming up the accounts there. Now, lead sourcing, these are the inputs, right? So if you know a little bit, a thing or two about systems, it's inputs, then processes, then outputs, and then the feedback, and it's all operating within an environment, right? So the inputs are very important. Garbage in, garbage out. And what you're going to have to do is establish like a clear lead generation system, cold lead generation system that you can use reliably for your email system. Now, for our agency, we use Apollo, which is a glorified LinkedIn sales navigator database, or Clay. Now, what I'm gonna say is sometimes we were using this, and for one of the clients who was targeting the realtors, real estate niche, we didn't know what the fuck was going on, right? Because we were getting very bad metrics. They should be in KPI by our math, but they weren't. And we found out that LinkedIn was very frequently used by agencies to email these realtors, right? So we just switched to a custom automation, right? We used Apify, which is this software where there's a lot of automation tools, and we scraped the leads from realtor.ca, and that's how we were able to meet the KPIs then. And you can also use LinkedIn directly, also pretty good if you want to lead source manually, or if you have a VA to do it. Clay, a bit more costly one, so it's a bit more expensive, but the leads are pretty good. Google Maps if you're in local businesses, so maybe if you're targeting home improvement or gyms. Instagram also good for gyms. Maybe ecom. I would probably just go with Clay for ecom, right? So this is it. And then we have mailbox setup, which we use Icemail. So Icemail is a very good software to basically a provider to set up the mailboxes. Let me walk you through it. So you're going to create a free account, and then you can also buy the pre-warmed up mailboxes if you need urgently to send out these emails, which I wouldn't suggest. I would just warm them up because it's cheaper. And then you need to connect your domain, which you can buy through GoDaddy or Namecheap. It doesn't matter. I buy them from Namecheap. And then you're going to assign some, you can see some funds here that they can charge you every single month. Now you're going to create Google Workspace. Very important that you create Google Workspace mailboxes, and then you're going to add them to cart, and then you can continue with your purchase. And once you have done that, you can set them up right here. Um, if you have any questions, you can ask them. They have very good support. You can see I was speaking with the support quite a lot, like right here. So they're very, very quick to respond and very reliable. I would go with Icemail, but you can also go with premium inboxes. I've used them in the past. They're also pretty good and they have amazing support. Now, what I'm gonna go through right now is gonna be the warm up, and then I'm going to go through the SOPs and the really our CRM, what we're using right now. So before that, let me just walk you through the KPIs. It's just 3 to 4% reply rate, positive reply rate, and 1 to 2% appointment booking rate. And then warm up settings, right? So you need to have instantly just buy, you can either buy the cheaper plan or the pro plan. We have the pro plan for 97 a month. You can also use Smart Lead. I didn't like Smart Lead because of their, I would say, structure. I didn't like their structure, but you can also use Smart Lead. It's a bit cheaper, but I just like instantly more. So you can use these warm-up settings either in Smartly or instantly once you have an account. 50% reply rate once the system is running. When you're just warming them up, you need a 30% because you want to ramp this number up once you're running the cold emails. Increase per day 2, and then the daily warm-up limit 10, and then you're going to enable all of these settings right here. So send on weekdays only, so it doesn't send through weekends. That will look very suspicious. Read emulation, you want to enable that. Warm custom tracking domain, you don't need that. And then the open rate should be about 60 to 70%. Spam protection, I just have it at 100%. And then the mark important rate, just 7%. And you need a minimum of 14 days of warm up once you buy the mailboxes. And this is the cold volume, basically volume on the warm-up emails and also the cold emails. So you're going to send 4 new leads per mailbox. So this is just for one mailbox. You're going to send 4 new leads per day, 8 follow-ups. So it's going to be follow-up 1 and follow-up 2, and then 10 warm-up emails. Now you're going to have one domain, basically, and you're going to have 2 mailboxes set up underneath. And you can have as much as you want, really. It's also a thing of budget, right? So if you have a high budget, you can, have more. If you have a lower budget, you can maybe have only 5 domains and 10 mailboxes. So that's how you're going to set these things up, and then that's how you're going to basically operate. And then you want to also subscribe to newsletters. Basically, when you have Icemail, you're going to just subscribe to these letters. You can go to Google and just type Daily Beast or Axios or the Scheme, and just enter all of the mailboxes that you have just created and subscribe to these newsletters. Now, to walk you through the scripts and templates, I'm going to go through the CRM plus metric tracker first, and then I'm going to go through the SOP for Stimuli configuration. So this is basically, I'm going to give you a worksheet, how you can configure your own scripts, your own VSL script, everything. But I'm going to go through the CRM first. So let's get. Okay, so this is how our CRM looks from the inside. You can see this is going to be, you're going to have all of the lead data right here. So the video code is going to be the code I was talking about earlier. You're going to find this in Loom. If you go to Loom, share, and then embed the thumbnail code, after you record all of those videos for every single lead, you're going to embed this code. I'm going to create a tour of the video on how to do that. Basically how to record those personalized videos. And then you're going to have your first name, last name, phone number, email, location, personalization if needed. So if you're going to create personalized lines, which I personally don't do anymore, you can also do personalization. And then the CRM in negotiation. So these are going to be leads that reply positively, asking for some questions. You're just going to move the data right here. And then engagement stage. So if they'll click on the Calendly through the Loom, if they positively reply, if they book an appointment, if they're not interested anymore. And then you're going to track the dates when you're following up with them. And if they book a call, you're just going to mark them with a sign. And then the metric tracker, it's pretty simple metric tracker. It tracks everything automatically. It calculates everything. So you can see this is loom view rate. This is going to be uh, well, this is light engagement rate. This is loom view rate. This is high engagement rate. This is positive reply rate, appointment booking rate, shop rate, and sales conversion rate. You also have some sub metrics right here. So this is view to positive reply rate and positive reply rate to appointment booking rate. And it's all going to track automatically, right? And you can also say, you can also include your deliverability estimated. So maybe you're doing a test of your deliverability. It's 80%, so you just include it like this. And then source, like the lead source, as I was talking about earlier, subject line, body copy, and the Loom VSL script. Now, how this works is let's say at the end of every day, you're going to log the metrics in. Let's say I've sent 100 emails on this day, and then I got, let's say, 10 engaged leads. It's very realistic, and I got light. I mean, this is light engagement, right? So this is people who reply or watch the Loom, and then all of them, 8 of them watch the Loom. So it's going to be like this. You can see it's already calculating everything, and then a lead that replies to the email positively, or they watch the Loom video and they go through your Calendly. Let's say, I don't know, 3 of them do that, and then 2 of them positively reply, and you get one appointment. So you're going to get a 1% appointment booking rate, 2% positive reply rate, 3% high engagement rate, 8% Loom view rate, and 10% light engagement rate, which is quite realistic. Now, this is the sales data. This is what you can also track here, because ultimately what we're looking to do is we're looking to make money, not get appointments. At the end of the day, it's about the money, right? So let's say we were getting, let's say this appointment showed up on our call and we made a sale, then we just include how much we made out of this prospect. So let's say $1,800. And it's going to, automatically do everything and calculate all of the data. So you can see show up rate 100%, sales conversion rate 100%. But when you have more data, it's going to be more, it's going to balance everything out. So this is how you use the outbound CRM. Really, this is what we use right now, and it's working pretty good for testing, for metric tracking, and for prospect tracking. So nobody slips out of the pipeline. Now I'm also going to walk you through the email stimuli configuration. So let's also hop in. Okay, so we're in the email stimuli configuration SOP. I'm going to walk you through this in more detail. So let's get into it. Now, outbound stimuli creation. You're going to go to this script sheet, and this is where you're going to script all of your scripts, really. You're going to script your scripts. Um, so you're going to do subject line, email body copy test number 1, body copy test number 2, and then the VSL, video background. So this is going to be the screenshots and everything. So if once you learn how to use PitchLane or Lumnia, it's going to make more sense. But to walk you through this document, let me start. So the subject lines would be something very, very simple. Something like quick question for full name, query for full name, question for John, inquiry for John, for the attention of John, something like that, right? So something simple that grabs their attention. Body copy. Now this is a bit more complicated. I'm going to give you a framework. So also some tests, but I'm just going to go through the framework, right? You can go through this on your own because I'm going to share all of this data in the description. So you're going to say hi, first name, and then a generated compliment, generalized compliment, something like that. Something very basic, saying first things first, company name looks great, and then you're going to state your offer with conviction in the body copy. Risk reversal. So if you have a risk reversal, maybe you're going to work on pain results. Maybe you have a money back guarantee, something like that. You're going to set it here with a lot of confidence, and then you're going to say, "Hey, I've recorded this personalized video for you. Have a watch," and then you're going to include the VSL. And then you're going to have a further conviction statement. So you're going to say, I'm so confident that I can help you. So let's hop on a call, and then you're going to do a CTA and an ego booster and say, I would be honored to have a call with you. Thanks, best regards on a PSA, postscript conviction statement. So you're going to say, I'm so confident this is going to work for you. I will guarantee this results 100%. And then your signature. Now you can see the body copy. You can see some examples right here. If you go through them on your own, I wouldn't suggest just copying them. A lot of them have been, used by us. And I wouldn't just suggest going with them because you know, they maybe wouldn't, they maybe are not going to work as well because they've been overused. And then the type 2, and just very simple, you can go through it. It's pretty much the same. I would just go, if you're doing this for the first time, I would just go with type 1. Now, for the video, what I would do here is I would just record myself through my phone. So I would go on my phone, record myself horizontally, for this video. So the type 1 video, I'm just going to go through this one. So introduce yourself. So say, my name is Sane, hope you're having an amazing day. I'm recording this video for two reasons because firstly, I was looking through your company on LinkedIn and I believe I can get you a shit ton of clients, blah, blah, blah. And then you're going to show perceived effort because it's going to be their website in the background. You're going to be using those softwares. So AI is going to do the job for you. And then you're going to have an incredible, amazing, brilliant opportunity for them. So just say, I have an amazing opportunity for you and explain the offer, explain your risk reversal, explain your guarantee, whatever you have in place, explain the system at a very high level. So what I don't want to see people doing is saying, so I run ads, I run Facebook ads for roofers and I think I can get you 15 leads this month. I don't want to see people doing that. You just want to speak in terms of their dreams, ambitions, and goals. This is what we want to do. And we don't want to give anything too specific, what our service actually is. You don't want to speak, if you're doing ads, you don't want to speak about that. If you're doing AI automation, you don't want to speak about the receptionist, how they work. None of that bullshit. Just what they want, how you're going to solve their problem, how you're going to make them more money. And then if you're open to getting results, blah blah blah, you can also, another thing that you can do in this is you can, while you're scrolling, you can include some screenshots of your client results in the background if you have them. And then at the end, you're going to say, let's schedule a call. There's a button to schedule the call at the end of the video. Looking forward to speaking with you. Thanks. So this is how you're going to do this video, really. I have this document which you can also go through. It's going to be walking you through a bit more details. So let me actually go through it. So, as I've said, it's going to walk you through more detail, and this resource is going to walk you through how you can record these videos, right? So, these evergreen videos, and you should set 1 to 2 hours aside. Now, here's what we're going to cover in this resource. It's going to be video delivery, successful examples, recording environment and quality, and video sales letter script. So video delivery, we have already scripted the video for you. So this is what we send to our clients. We don't script the video for you. You do this on your own. Um, but don't go word for word with it. You don't, you just go through this, right? You go through this fucking framework and create your own video. And you don't have to go word for word. You don't seem like a monotonic robot or fucking, I don't know, some bullshit, somebody who's just reading off a script. As you see in this video, I mean, I'm stuttering, but most of the time I'm just speaking out of my mind, really, because I'm going through this Miro board and through this document. So you should just be yourself, be a human, and the length of the video should be anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes. Now you need to sound confident, you need to be excited, enthusiastic, and happy. And then I have some tips, get to the point, don't discuss the details, use the words that come naturally to you. You must record this at least 6 times, and then don't just record this and think it's all right. To nail this in, you need to record it, watch back, and then record again. This is how it's going to work. And you have some successful examples right here. Some of them are videos from me, some of them are from other agency owners who are also using pretty similar systems with this pitch line videos. And make sure you record it horizontally. So this is basically for video recording. Most important part, because the people that are going to be watching the looms, and after they watch the looms, the video is really going to be the deciding factor between if they book a call, if they're interested, right? So you want to speak at high level, want to get them to book a call, and don't want to seem too salesy. And then the cold follow-ups. So this is, as I've said, let's go back to the Miro board. These are the cold follow-ups, right? So these two follow-up sequences. You can read them. I'm just gonna read a couple. Hey, first name, what did you think of the video I've sent? Hey, first name, do you have any thoughts of the video I've sent? I figured this got buried. Any thoughts on the video? And then you can also resend the video right here. And then the warm follow-ups. This is a bit better, right? So I'm going to show you how you can create these AI generated memes with your face on it. And I'm also going to show you all of these follow-ups that we use. So follow up on, and just to explain this, if you maybe got this wrong, this is after a positive reply, or when you send them the calendar, they didn't book a call yet. So you're going to say something like this in your first follow-up. I opened a few slots for you, and then include the Calendly. In your second follow-up, do the same. Third, just say something pretty similar. And then do that for about five follow-ups. And then this is where we're going to start including the memes, right? In the sixth follow-up and in the seventh. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to ChatGPT. I don't have to do this because I mean everybody's using ChatGPT now, and you should know how to do that. So you're going to go to ChatGPT. You're going to say something like this: Hey ChatGPT, generate a meme, and then you import an image of a meme, maybe Wolf of Wall Street or something like that. You're going to say generate an image of my face on this meme, and then after he does that, because he's going to do it, and he does this every single time, you're going to download that image and put it into Canva and just put some text over it. So if I show you like some of the memes that I have right now, let me find them very quick. Yeah, so I have the memes right here. You can see I have the matrix meme. This is what AI has generated, and I've put this text over it in Canva. So you say, book a call and find out, ignore this and stay stuck. The choice is yours. Another one right here, me waiting for you to book a call, very funny one. We also, I also have this one, which is I'll be waiting for you for a book a call for you to reply. This is from the office, so you can just find some random memes that you like and put them into ChatGPT. I don't know why my face got stuck. And you can just put them into ChatGPT. Now, there's going to be some reply sequences that you're going to use. This is the reply flow, and this is where you can find memes, right? If you don't know. So you can just go on this link. I'm going to record, I'm going to include this document in the description. And then the reply flow, if they say I'm interested, you just send them something like this: hey, great to hear you're interested. The easiest next step is to book a call. Just get them on a call, man. And then how does this work? Explain the service. You don't want to explain the service exactly, because then they're not going to be interested in a call. They're going to decide right here and there if they're interested or not. And then this is what you're going to reply with. Never give them the price, only if they ask like two or three times for the price. You just say, you have custom pricing, which you probably do if you're not making more than 10K and you have everything productized. So you should just say something like this: thanks for the question. I totally understand why you've asked that. No point in us chatting if it's out of budget, and I certainly don't want to waste your time. With that said, we price our services with budgets in mind, blah, blah, blah. And you're just bullshitting, right? Just like a politician, you're going to be bullshitting them until they get on a call, and that's where you're going to tell them the pricing. And you want to speak at a high level. You don't want to give them specific figures, specific ways on how you run the shit. You just really want to get them on a call and to buy, because on a call it's going to be very easy to sell them if you have some experience, or if you have, if you're in some program or course on how to sell. It's going to be very easy through this system because you're going to be getting qualified leads. Now, the second time for the price, you're just going to give them the price, do something random. Maybe if you don't have a specific price, if you have like pay on results, you're just going to say you work on pay on results, so there's no specific price. But if you have some upfront fee, just tell them. And then can you send some proof or testimonials? If you do have it, just send it. If you don't, there's a couple of things you can do. You can just say, I don't share client details online because we have a confidential agreement. If you want to lie, which I wouldn't suggest doing, but if you don't want to lie, you can just say, I'll be honest with you. You're going to be the first person I'm working with, but I'm going to, sacrifice everything to get your results, and you're going to use confidence instead. So this is what you can do for the reply flow. This is the SOP document. I'm going to include it in description, and also the metrics document, also going to include it in description. So you're going to have access to all of this data, all of this SOPs that we're currently using for our own agency to get one appointment per day through email. So if you enjoyed this video, you can implement the system on your own by using, all of those details in the description. You can also subscribe to my channel. I don't give a fuck. So have an amazing day and keep running.